Et bonjour YouTube, j'espère que vous avez la forme, très heureux de vous retrouver pour une toute nouvelle conférence. On se retrouve cette fois-ci au Future Game Show Summer Showcase. C'est la suite de SGF 2025. Pourquoi il me fait ça?
Please welcome your hosts, Laura Bailey and
Ah,
Matt Mercer.
les petits hôtes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Future Game Show Summer Showcase.
Summer
My name is
Showcase.
Laura Bailey,
Il
though
y a
you probably
les
know me best
sous-titres
as
français,
Abby
c'est
Anderson
magnifique.
in The Last of Us Part 2,
Hop.
or as one of the cast members from Critical
On est parti pour environ
I'm
1h30,
Matt Mercer,
2
man
heures,
behind
les
many
amis.
video game chaos merchants such as
Et
Like a
let's
Dragon's
go.
Mad Dog Majima and Ganondorf from Tears of the Kingdom. But if it's a
Juste baisser
Thursday
un
night,
tout
I
petit peu
also
le son,
moonlight as Critical
je suis
Role's
désolé.
Debonair Dungeon Master, where Laura tries her best to test
Voilà.
the very limits of my abilities and
Hop.
and you love it. But we're here today joining forces for a very different reason. Exclusive video game trailers, and lots of them.
Indeed, and like a whole bunch of world premieres, deep dives, and developer
Plein d'avant,
presentations.
première
It's
mondiale.
frankly an irresponsible amount of video game news that will be beamed
d'approfondissement.
directly into your brains for the next 90 minutes. So
Donc, pendant les
Don't
90
make it
prochaines
sound so
minutes, donc 1h30.
scary. This is gonna be fun. Just keep in mind that
bonne
if you
heure et
want to
demie,
wish
je pense.
list any of the cool games in today's show, then you can head to the dedicated Future Game Show.
La page Steam du Future Game Show, bien
Once the show's
entendu.
over, there'll be plenty of follow-up coverage on GamesRadar.com and the Future Game Show YouTube channel.
Well, I think that's all of the housekeeping out of the way. So let's kick things off with our very first world premiere.
Allez, c'est parti. Pour la première world première. Let's go.
Zafar, pull up NavTech.
Just a sec. Got it.
Taki. We gonna find out about your Kopang right quick, okay?
Just want to do him justice. Stuck his neck out for us. Least we can do is get him out alive.
We've got big enough guns to make justice, all right?
Oh, Michael. To a man with a hammer, just about everything looks like a nail.
Aim for show. Time to say oh yeah with our hammer.
Missile range in 1 minute.
Brace yourselves. We going for a spin.
Ça a l'air de commencer plutôt fort. Hein.
Zafar, did you get a signal?
After the large haul down this corridor, they shut down this part of the facility. Long time before our arrival.
Fine. Let's deal with those guys first.
In you Loda. They never look up. Zafar, you were right. They shut down this.
Hold on, I'm coming! I'll cover you.
The bird up high shall be thine eyes.
What the hell happened here?
Hey, buddy.
Je crois qu'il y a un problème. The Expanse Osiris Reborn. Ah, ça a l'air vachement ambitieux en tout cas.
Can I just stop breathing?
C'est wishlistable PC, PS5, Xbox pour The Expanse Osiris Reborn. Ah,
Way to
bon
start
jeu, hein,
the
franchement.
show. The Expanse Osiris
Juste remonter un
Reborn
peu le
is an
son.
action
Hop,
RPG
très
crafted in
rapidement.
Unreal Engine 5, where you can immerse yourself in the universe of the beloved TV series.
Ouais.
Make sure it's on your wish lists.
Sounds pretty awesome. And we're treating you to another world premiere right now and swapping sci-fi for fantasy in the process. So let's take a look.
On passe de la science-fiction à la fantasy.
used to swear by my father's oath. To protect the wards is to protect our people. And if it claims our lives, what's one life lost for the sake of the many?
And now, what do you swear by today?
The only one that matters is my brother. And I will kill the people who took him from me.
Rin, take my hand! Rin!
I hear not the clamor of conquerors. The pestilence must be purged.
Your father was right about one thing. The wards are breaking. And should we fail, it may spell another end.
Echo of the End qui arrive cet été, Xbox PS5, PC. Ok.
We're thrilled to reveal Echoes of the End,
Plutôt
a
intéressant aussi.
narrative-driven fantasy adventure coming later this year.
But the fun doesn't stop there. Here's another world premiere.
It's important to note that this is your very first look at the game, but from what I can tell, there's evil residing in these woods.
Ouais, ils enchaînent. C'est plutôt bon. Pré-alpha gameplay, attention. Attention. Dans cette forêt noire et lugubre. Complètement lugubre. Toute jolie la musique en tout cas. Whispers in the Fog. Qui est stable sur Steam. Un produit développé sur Unreal Engine.
An isolated cabin in the woods. What could possibly go wrong? That was your first look at Whispers in the Fog.
It's a psychological horror game from a supremely talented solo developer. Be sure to give it a wish list if you like what you see.
And next up, we've got a trailer for an open world action RPG based on the beloved anime, The Seven Deadly Sins. Let's check it out.
Seven Deadly Signs. On peut préenregistrer maintenant.
The Seven Deadly Sins Origin is coming soon to PC and PS5, but you can pre-register now at 7origin.netmarble.com.
Okay, it's time to learn about what's coming in Season 7 of free-to-play Destructo shooter, The Finals. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the future of the finals!
The pressure's peaking. Every second counts, and these plays are next level.
This is what the finals is all about. Split-second decisions, teamwork under fire, and victory carved in chaos.
Love it! But sometimes the best strategy is to just hit your opponent really, really hard.
The Finals, saison 7 déjà. Oh, putain, passe vite.
Season 7 of the finals
Pas l'impression
launches
que ça faisait si
on
longtemps que ça
June
qu'il était
12th.
sorti.
And
Mais
whether
si.
you're a seasoned veteran or a
Déjà,
new contestant
déjà la
entering the
7e saison.
arena, if you're tuning in on the FGS Twitch channel, you can earn a Twitch drop of this Kablamo grenade skin.
Yes, anybody who watches this very show for 15 consecutive minutes on the FGS Twitch channel will earn the skin. So, if you've been with us from the very start, or you're just joining us, wherever you've been, then just stick around.
And not that you need any more reasons, but it's time to move on and talk about hurdling, a shepherd simulator with a whole lot of soul. Let's find out when you can get your hands on it.
Hier, Simulation de Berger, on en a vu un dans une autre conférence, mais c'est pas le même du coup. Un style moins arcade de celui de l'autre qu'on avait vu.
Hurdling launches later this year, but you can try guiding those adorable calicorns right now by downloading the demo, which is out now on Steam. What's next, Laura?
Sleep Awake, which is anything but cute. It's a first-person psychedelic thriller that explores the realm between slumber and death. This game is helmed by Corey Davis of Spec Ops, The Line, and
Moi, j'ai
Robin
pas
Thicke
vu
of Nine Inch Nails.
Oh, let's take
Le
a
titre
closer
du jeu
look
d'avant.
then.
Bah tant pis.
I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep. I must not sleep.
Alors le micro devrait être mieux parce que je viens de voir qu'il y avait un paramètre qui avait été désactivé, qui s'est désactivé tout seul. Des fois. Blumhouse, bien sûr, c'est le jeu pareil qu'on a déjà vu aussi. J'ai plus le nom en tête.
This way.
Donc Blumhouse, hein, qui est
Ignoring me now, dear, are you?
à fond dans les jeux d'horreur.
This is all perfectly natural.
Awake!
Resisting the inevitable comes at a cost. Give me your eyes, dear.
Sleep Awake. En 2026, PC, Xbox, PS5.
Sleep Awake is coming soon, so drop it on your wish lists.
We've got a developer presentation for Eric Solm, The Stolen Dream, up next. It's a cinematic isometric stealth game set in the year 1900.
Oh, isn't that the year you were born?
I am a few months younger than you, Laura.
I don't think so. No.
I must find her
He's all I've got.
before he does.
Eric Scholm.
Eric's Home is a game set in kind of a fantasy version of the early 1900s, and it has a Scandinavian theme style to it. I would describe it as a stealth puzzle game with a very strong emphasis on story, where you play up to 3 playable characters that you switch between, and they have their own special abilities that you need to use together to kind of solve situations and puzzles in a kind of interlaced way where everyone's involved.
It's in this setting of a Scandinavian nature, which not only resonates with me, but with the rest of the world because it's so unique. It's always nice to see something new that people can relate to.
So I've worked a lot with like lighting and 3D rendering, cinematic lighting, stuff like that. So Anders showed me the rendering of one of the movies. It just floored me. I thought it was so beautiful. Then he said, okay, so Theo, what I want from you is I want you to make this look even better.
We play tested the game a lot, and what people usually say is that it feels like I'm playing a movie, but in a great way. River End Games was based on the idea that if you have the right mix of people, then perhaps a really small team can still make something that's actually pretty cool.
How is this made by 16 people? Like, why is this quality so high?
A little now and then I sit down in the couch and I just enjoy a fresh build. The story just gets to perform. You're just drawn right in. It's a magical feeling.
I'm really excited for players to just discover this world. Eric's Home is coming to Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, and Epic Game Store. And we have an exclusive trailer that we're about to show you that will reveal the release date. I hope you enjoy.
Ok, on est parti pour Eric Scholm avec le trailer de la release date. Eric Scholm, donc le 15 juillet prochain. Ah, c'est bientôt. PS5, Xbox, Steam.
Thank you so much to our friends at River End Games for that
c'est vraiment
renewing
bientôt
the
pour le
world
coup.
of Eric's Home. It's coming to PC, Xbox,
Tant
and
mieux.
PS5 on July 15th.
So go wishlist it on Steam or the Epic Games Store. All right, now we've got a new trailer for a cel-shaded shooter with gameplay inspired by the Stalker series. Here's the latest trailer for The Explorator.
Ah, les explorateurs, on avait entendu parler. Ça fait un moment que c'est en dev, ça, non? Je crois qu'on l'avait découvert. Alors, l'année dernière, c'est sûr qu'on avait vu. Là, on avait découvert, elle était sur un Project Time aussi. On a la chance d'être un des premiers endroits, une des premiers endroits où on avait pu montrer ce jeu. D'ailleurs, c'est un peu what the fuck. après ils ont peut-être changé depuis, hein, mais à l'époque, tu sais, il y avait des bestioles un peu bizarres. Voilà. Une DA très particulière. The Explorator. Et l'Early Access qui est disponible dès maintenant sur PC. Ok. Bon, c'est cool que ça avance leur projet. C'est vraiment cool.
The Explorator is launching into early access today, so go check it out on Steam and support the developers on the road to launch.
Constance is up next, a Metroidvania where you wield the power of a paintbrush to escape a decaying inner world.
Relevant to my interests.
Le changement d'ambiance. Constance, donc un Metroidvania qui sort le 24 novembre prochain sur Steam avec une démo, si vous souhaitez le tester avant.
Constance is coming to PC on November 24th, but there's a demo available on Steam if you want to go give it a go after the show.
Those of you who have tuned in before will know that during the Every Future Game Show, we create a trio of deep dives into some of the most exciting upcoming games. Our ones to watch, you could say.
First game we're tackling for the summer showcase is Titan Quest II. Now, fans have been waiting since 2006 for a sequel to Iron Lore's cult classic action RPG, and the good news is, it's right around the corner.
So let's dig into the details with the help of Grimlore Games.
Oh, ok. Titan Quest 2.
Tell us the whole story. Tell us about.
Qui a priori va bientôt avoir une date de sortie.
Titan Quest 2 is kind of your Diablo-esque action RPG, but it's set in ancient Greek mythology. You really can immerse yourself in what you associate Greece with. You'll be fighting these mythological monsters, some of which we came up with ourselves, some of which are from Titan Quest 1. Greek mythology also has become very much part of pop culture in the last 2 decades. Some other games have had great success with this, and we thought that we have this great IP on our hands, why not use it? In Titan Quest 2, you'll be playing as a rather unknown hero character. You're not really a hero yet. You're honestly just training to be a capable fighter. You have a master called Aristono. She's from Sparta and used to be a priestess of Nemesis, as you'll find out later. You will build up your own worth over time as you prove yourself in front of the gods. Gameplay-wise, Titan Quest 2 is very much a classic ARPG, but we've got our own twists in there with like the mastery system, for example, where you merge 2 masteries into one instead of just being given classes. So you have to find these little entanglements that you can have between the 2 masteries, these synergies, and make the best use of them possible. From there, you can take your character in multiple directions. The mixed class is something we support quite a lot, actually. But the core fantasy stuff, just a tanky warrior, of course you're gonna have that. You can take your character in many directions, and choice is at the core of our game. Your abilities will be modifiable, so each of them has like these several modifier choices that you can equip into your skill. This is our little innovation in this space. We are not going to be doing any microtransactions in this game because we don't believe in that form of monetization in general. We will be doing traditional DLCs, however. So after the 1.0 launch, we'll be putting out larger DLC packs, which will include additional chapters, so more content in general, bosses, creatures, areas, and masteries, of course. So Titan Quest 2 will be coming to Steam Early Access very soon. You can wishlist it now already, and we're looking for a summer timeline for this, and then later the other platforms.
Ok, cet été donc pour Titan Quest 2 sur PC et plus tard pour console. Bon, et ben, je pense qu'il y en a qui seront contents. Donc cet été c'était en accès anticipé, hein, si j'ai bien compris.
Titan Quest 2 is coming soon, and you can wishlist it on Steam or the Epic Games Store. Wait, legendary actor Yui Lowenthal?
The Spider-Man to my MJ? What are you doing here?
Hey guys. Hey man. I was just, wandering the sound stages, taking in the sights and smells, and then I heard you guys making noise about video games out here, and I thought I'd join in.
Okay, well, I mean, since you're already here, why don't you take the next trailer? Well, right?
I mean, if that's okay with you guys, I don't
No,
wanna...
it's great. Work your magic. We'll just be over here.
All right. Got you. Well, get ready, folks, because it's time for another world premiere. This one's a follow-up to a beloved puzzle adventure that launched back in 2020.
Lancé en 2020.
I have seen things that should be forgotten. I've tried to escape my past. I've had enough of death and madness. But the world is changing. Some now search for answers in the far reaches of the world. For shocking secrets and dizzying marvels. For there lies upon this world of man a mocking and incredible
Call of
shadow
the Elder
out of time.
Gods, Switch 2, PS5, Steam, Xbox, coming soon.
Call of the Elder Gods, starring yours truly, is a Lovecraftian narrative puzzle adventure coming soon to PC
Ouais,
and
le
consoles.
narratif, ça a
So
l'air
get it on your wish lists
vachement intéressant.
ASAP.
So you weren't just wandering the lot then?
I mean, I was, but then
C'est un jeu qui pourrait me
it's called
plaire, ça.
marketing, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. Classic marketing.
Classic.
Anyway.
All right, catch you later.
Bye,
I gotta
Yuri.
wander.
Hell yeah, thanks for coming, man. Bye. See you, bye. Okay, so while I go make sure there's no other voice actors hiding on set, we'll throw it out to some back-to-back trailers.
I'll stay here.
Bree Biocourse. How hard could it be? Hard.
We found paradise. We got company. Who wants some? Let's haul ass.
Ascendant, donc on a déjà pu voir auparavant.
Welcome to Veil of the Witch, a turn-based tactical RPG with a roguelite twist. You play as Ash, a shipwrecked castaway with no memories and a big-ass sword.
Let's see if I remember how to use it.
5 years after a bloody civil war, you wake up trapped on a mysterious island filled with monsters, cultists, and a whole lot of zombies.
Suffice to say, this whole island is a madhouse.
Combat in Veil of the Witch is built for hardcore tactics fans, with an emphasis on speed and brutality. That means a small party, tight battle maps, and enemies that can drop you in just a few hits. To stand a chance, you'll have to master each ally's unique kit, whether that's frontliner Marco, glass cannon caster Laurent, or backstabbing cutthroat Emile. All your abilities work on a cooldown, so you'll have to think smart and learn to juggle. You can also level up and unlock new skills right in the middle of battle. Surrounding this rock-solid core is a branching roguelike structure focused on skill in the face of unpredictable challenges. face off against cool bosses,
Burn! Beacon of the dead!
get your shit wrecked, then head back to town where you can unlock upgrades, chat with allies, craft equipment, and more. And if you're real nasty, take on Trials mode for bigger challenges and better rewards. Fight, die, rise again stronger, then come back and conquer. Lost Eidolons, Veil of the Witch.
Veil of the
Early
Witch,
access
donc,
available
qui arrive
now on Steam and
bientôt
coming
sur
soon
Xbox,
to Xbox, PS5, and Nintendo Switch.
Je dis ma place. Et Early Access disponible sur Steam. Pokécom. Ok. Le 2 juin. Comment on l'a déjà vu en plus ça?
Can
Ça me dit quelque
anyone
chose.
hear me? Dispatch to Unit 1. There's an ongoing fire.
Unit 1 to dispatch. Copy. Supply line ready.
Break that door open!
Let me get that sturdy Halligan first.
The crows are about to catch fire! Get an attack line in there!
Gotta go scout the area. Ugh, that was close.
Cat, you're good? Found one of the victims!
Please, get me out of here.
We can't let the fire escalate like that.
Pompier simulateur en multi.
I need help! Mayday! Mayday!
Firefighting simulator. Ignite. United against fire.
Fin 2025,
Coming fall
PS5 et
2025.
PC.
Wishlist now on PC and consoles.
C'est Astragon derrière.
Are we all clear? No Nolan Norths or Ashley Johnsons waiting in the wings?
No, I think we're good. Okay. Now remember, folks, you can find all those games as well as every game we feature today on the Future Game Show Steam page.
Yes, and you'll want to prime your wish lists in advance for this next reveal. It's a game where you play as a bureaucratic inspector in a fantasy world.
What's like you make sure the evil layer is up to code before the party heads inside?
Yes, that's literally the whole deal.
Okay, I legitimately need this game.
I know.
Heroes. The world is full of them. Sons and daughters of farmers with too much bravery and not enough wisdom, so some say. But what is a hero without a princess to save? Without dragons to slay? Nothing. That's where you come in. As an agent at the Bureau of Fantastical and Arcane Affairs, you will ensure everything is as it should be for the hero's arrival.
Inside this cave, you'll find a necromancer who, according to our reports, is a complete and utter embarrassment to the story.
The book is titled Hellgates Anew, Your First Ritual Sacrifice.
Ah, c'est original de se mettre dans la peau de mec qui prépare un peu les niveaux. On voyait que tout se passe bien pour que le héros.
Union of Enchanted Settlements hereby announce a strike, effective
immediately.
It's the inspector.
Bonne
You
idée.
with their cushy job in their clipboard that decides if we have to do more work.
A dragon attack? That is not in the budget.
But what is a story without a good hero at its helm? With one unsanctimonious swing, you lop his head off. It hardly felt good, but incompetent evil is still evil. We are happy to welcome you, our newest agent to the cause. Wishlist the Bureau of
The
Fantastical
Bureau
and Arcane
of
Affairs today.
Fantastical and Arcane Affairs. Wishlist.
Oh, that's
Today.
one for the critters. The Bureau of Fantastical and Arcane Affairs is coming later this year.
Le titre est un
And now for
poil long.
something
On va pas se
completely
mentir. Pour le
different.
retenir,
This one's for the fans of shooters, anime, and Y2K aesthetics.
That's me.
弾が尽きるまでが愛
Oh,
の
ok. Du weed. Du waifu. De la waifu. Pour Ronce.
もしもしうんはい
Ah, le nom français, Amélie, c'est Amélie de Roche, je sais pas quoi. Waifu Tactical Force. Ok. Pré-alpha Open Playtest. Oh, bah, je vais noter. Waifu Tactical
それができないあんたなら
Force.
Waifu Tactical Force is a 3v3 anime shooter coming soon to PC, but you can jump into the open playtest on Steam after the show.
Now we've got a trailer for an action platformer inspired by the ancient art of paper folding. Let's take a look at Hirogami.
Alors la suite. Ah bah suite, c'est connu, on l'a déjà vu plusieurs fois. Pardon. J'ai déjà oublié le nom, mais je sais qu'on l'a vu plusieurs fois ce jeu-là. Il a l'air excellent sur les temps passants. Il a l'air vraiment bien. Hirogami, voilà c'est ça. Donc avec la démo, ça arrive le 3 septembre pour Hirogami.
Hirogami is coming to PC and PS5 on September 3rd. Fold it into your wish lists on Steam and the Epic Game Store. And check out the free demo, which is available on Steam.
Okay, time for an update on Eve Frontier. This is CCP Games' Spacebound
Voilà, Eve
Survival
Frontier, oui,
MMO.
bien sûr. Avec une nouvelle mage.
eFrontier is an invitation for everyone that have had the idea in their brain to make a game. And often the best way to make a game is to start and modify an existing game. We have now created an MMO server-side modding platform, and we offer an invitation to you to come and build with us. You can build tools, you can build worlds, you can do so many things. And this is a great way to start your game development adventure by sort of playing around in the amazing survival space horror sandbox we have created. When we made EVE Online, we very much wanted to make a sandbox experience where most of the things and the infrastructure in the game would actually be built by players. But we did build quite a bit of it ourselves. Seeing what emerged from EVE, especially when it comes to the third-party development ecosystem, we could actually give a lot more agency to players to literally build the world. So as we go through this process of stripping down to a survival game, we are on the other hand building up an amazing modding platform. Basically what eFrontier enables third-party developers is to mod the actual server, creating additional software that both read and writes the world state. And that, I think, will enable something truly astounding that has never been seen before. But this is very much inspired by the third-party ecosystem that is developed around EVE Online. We are basically supercharging that with the smart assemblies and the modding platform we're built into Frontier. And what we have seen so far in our various hackathons and events, and what we've just seen in the sort of builder community overall, absolutely delivers on that vision in spades.
Frontières donc qui ont
Founder access for eFrontier is available now, and you can head to efrontier.com to jump in and find out more. What's up next, Laura?
We have a brand new trailer for Formula Legends, an arcade racing game that covers the history of motorsport.
Oh, ok. Ça peut être pas mal ça, Formula Legends. Alors c'est vraiment arcade hein, pour le coup. Formula Legends, et il y a une démo disponible en plus.
Formula Legends is racing towards release on PC and consoles, but you can play the demo now on Steam and also wishlisted on Steam or the Epic Game Store. But for now, let's keep it rolling with our Ones to Play section,
Formula
which is a future game show staple. It's a montage of exciting games that you can play on Steam right after the show.
So, if you like what you're looking at, don't hesitate to download the demo and dig in.
Le jeu disponible avec une démo.
First up is Catastrophe. This is an action roguelike where you play as a kitty abducted by aliens and repel enemies with your trusty sidekick, the Star Cursor. Players can mod Polo's abilities to settle on a unique playstyle and pick their route through a series of interstellar environments.
Next up, we've got Phase Zero, a survival horror throwback with fixed cameras and immersive pre-rendered environments. A menacing illness has descended on the town of Flint Peak. Can you solve puzzles and tango with monsters to make it out alive?
Or what about Bloodgrounds? It's a gladiatorial roguelike with a city builder twist. You'll recruit, train, and command a crew of warriors in strategic turn-based battles, then develop a coastal city in the interim. Carve your name into the annals of history and spill buckets of blood in the process.
Last but not least, we've got
c'est le 24 juin prochain qu'on testera avec Ronce.
With one player on PC or console and the other using a mobile companion app,
joue à deux.
you'll communicate and collaborate to complete puzzles and stop the outbreak of war. No pressure.
La démo, elle est déjà prévue pour jouer Escape.
That was our ones to play montage. Be sure to follow up on anything that caught your eye.
But let's keep on sailing with another exclusive trailer for a naval combat simulator set in the late 18th century.
Combat naval? Simulateur de combat naval?
Every voyage begins with a plan. A vision etched on parchment, foretelling glory or downfall. It is in our nature to conquer what others fear. Death and dishonor, fame and fortune. The life of a sea captain is one of duty and relentless pursuit. True riches are not in gold and jewels, but in the stories we bring back and the legend we become. We arrive, but never at our final destination.
Ça marche bien, l'Unreal Engine, ça marche pas très bien.
We sail, we fight, we endure, for the voyage is life, and life is the voyage.
Ah oui.
Join the crew today on
Un
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, ok. Ah oui. Bon, je pense qu'ils sont pas hyper loin dans le dev, mais allez voir le Kickstarter, il y aura plus d'infos aussi.
Check out the funding drive for Ahoy at ahoy.gg/Kickstarter. And you can also wishlist the game on Steam or the Epic Games Store.
The Spotlight montage is up next, so say goodbye to our corporeal bodies and hello to our disembodied voices.
What Matt means to say with that gothic vocabulary is that we'll be back on stage once we've talked you through some super cool games.
That's what I meant. Flickshot Rogues is a turn-based strategy roguelike where you trade tactical trick shots for devastating damage. Across a constantly shifting cartoon peninsula, players will trigger explosive combos and commit to game-changing upgrades. It's coming to PC later this year, but you can try it for yourself ahead of time by checking out the free demo on Steam.
Now let's take a look at Under Par Golf Architect, an all-in-one simulator where you mold terrain to create world-class courses and then try them out firsthand. As well as placing the green and obstacles between, you'll manage staff, budgets, and customers on your way to crafting a golfer's paradise. It's coming soon to PC and consoles, but you can wishlist it now on Steam or the Epic Games Store.
Ascend to Zero is up next. It's a hack-and-slash roguelike where you play as the last surviving human of a devastated world. To help with that unfortunate predicament, you can freeze time to anticipate attacks and topple voxel monsters. Ascend to Zero is coming soon to PC, but in the meantime, you can check out the free demo on Steam and drop it onto your wish lists.
Une démo, il arrivera début 2026.
Or, how about Animal Kind?
Animal
This is a
Kind.
cozy cooperative town building game where you play as a crew of adorable critters in mech suits. Players will use their industrial-grade opposable thumbs to scavenge the landscape for materials and establish a community of cute creatures. Animal Kind is coming soon to PC. But if you head to the Steam page, you can sign up for the alpha playtest, which is arriving in July.
Next up is Don't Wake the Beast, but the developers have sent over an intricate overview, so I'll sit this one out.
Hi, my name is Timek. I'm the game designer and producer behind Don't Wake the Beast. Don't Wake the Beast is a stealth roguelike in which your goal is to steal as many treasures as possible and run away from the beast. The tricky part is that each treasure has its weight, and the more you pick up, the more noise you generate. But when you fail, there's always another run. My game will feature 4 biomes, all with unique mechanics and beasts. It's scheduled to release in 2026.
We're rounding things out with Worship, a cultist simulator where you try your best to bring about the end of the world. Inspired by Pikmin, this cute and creepy multiplayer roguelite tasks you with performing blood rites and recruiting followers to please the old ones. It's coming soon to PC, and you can wishlist it on Steam.
That was our Spotlight montage. We hope you enjoyed the Summer Showcase selection. Laura?
Oh, it's time for an update on Scum, the survival shooter with
Scum,
poop
qu'on a vu
mechanics.
sur le Summer Game
Not as
Fest.
in like they're bad, no. Just like you have to manage your bowel movements to survive.
Oh, I might actually learn something. I love video games.
Peggy 18.
Jeu complètement what the fuck. C'est la sortie de la 1.0, je crois, de mémoire. Donc le 17 juin, la 1.0.
If those inspired reviews have grabbed your attention, then we're here to help.
Yep, you can head to the link on screen right now for a chance to win one of 100 keys for Scum 1.0.
And if you're not one of the lucky winners, then you'll just have to jump in with the rest of us when it launches on June 17th.
Now, our next game is a squad-based survival shooter where you dodge deadly dinosaurs. Here's the latest trailer for Deathground.
Deadly dinos are on the loose in Deathground. Whether you dare to enter solo or in a squad of up to 4 players, you must do everything you can to survive in these dinosaur-infested, abandoned facilities.
Could you survive? Hi, we're Jaw Drop Games, the indie dev team behind Deathground.
The main threat you'll need to avoid is the raptors, specifically Utah raptors. So unlike velociraptors, which are much smaller, they measure around 7 feet tall. I'm about 5'3", so that's a pretty menacing height comparison for me.
We spent most of our development time taming them, and it's been a huge challenge because...
How do you get something that size with that tail to behave all in multiplayer?
Exactly. Of course, there'll be other dinosaurs for you to deal with. The #1 culprit for causing chaos is the Compsognathus, aka the Compy.
What might look like a decent hiding space for you as players might actually be a refuge for these little creatures, putting the terror in territory.
As for other species, you may spot the Allosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and Triceratops roaming around in the background.
And the next thing you know, you're being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
There are multiple maps and missions that will be playable at launch. Mission Command, the single-player tutorial and introduction level.
Geothermal, where you'll need to repair everything so you can restart the power plant.
Agricultural, which has become a little bit overgrown and it is in need of some weeding.
And Biomedical, which is my personal favourite, where you'll have to sneak in and steal raptor eggs. You know, for science.
Each mission is replayable and is an important piece of the puzzle. Each detail or collectible that you come across will help you unlock the lore and discover the truth about the disastrous events of the past.
Deathground is launching on Steam Early Access this year. Keep a lookout for our roadmap.
Ok, Deathground, donc
Deathground is launching into Steam Early Access later this year. Keep an eye out for roar news on that front.
I am refusing to acknowledge that pun, so let's move on with our second Ones to Watch deep dive, shall we? Here's Rogue Factor to tell us more about the studio's new weird action-adventure game, Hell is Us.
Réaliseuse. bien sûr. On l'a vu maintes et maintes fois. Depuis un moment maintenant.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Jacques Belated, and I am the Executive Creative Director and Executive Art Director on Hell Is Us here at Rogue Factor. So the game that we've been developing for pretty much almost 5 years now is a game called Hell Is Us. So the game is definitely like an action-adventure game.
It is set in the world of India. It's a rogue state where there's a lot of really weird things happening. You play Remy. He was born there. He was raised in a foster system in Canada, and he's going back basically to find answers.
This thing that games do now, contemporary games, where the adventuring is just, if you think about it, the exploration and the discovery, they're only there by theme. You had just been following marker after marker, and until the last marker is over your actual thing you needed to find. Almost all the variables connected to the exploration and connected to your discovery are given to you in a silver platter. So we look at it kind of like the inverse in our game because we got rid of all these things.
I remember chatting with John about the old Zelda games, how it was straightforward and like you had just enough to know where to go, but not too much.
It's basically how life works if you think about it, right? We basically orient ourselves by sight and hearing and what people tell us, right?
Once in the woods, follow the wind chimes. They will lead the way through.
You talk to NPCs and they're literally going to tell you a clue, right? So Rebecca and Jova, when she kind of hints you where the Owen convoy, the direction that it took, she says, I don't know where they went exactly, but I know they took the road that goes behind the weird monuments. And she says, you can see them from here. And as you're talking to her, behind her, quite far, you see some peculiar monument-looking thing. You're like, is that what she's talking about? Like, is that, if I go, and then you go there and you see the road that turns, and it's, maybe the convoy did come here. I think that's kind of very unique, and it works really, really well. Like any game, especially a game of almost 40 hours, sometimes it works better than others. No game is absolutely perfect, but it's very much, it's the joy of exploration, the joy of discovery, yeah.
The Abbey is closed. Official AAF business.
Of course, we can't talk about Hell Is Us without talking about our monsters. And the enemies, the limbic entities, are physical manifestations of human emotions, of human negative emotions. What does an emotion look like? Who knows? So we had many iterations. We ended up with these kind of like fractally, geometrically thingies, So we have grief, ecstasy, terror, and rage. So the Hollow Walker represents a bit, it's just a husk. That's why we call it the Hollow Walker. And it's a bit like a facsimile of a human being who's felt this very strong negative emotion. And then they look like that because we tried a lot of things and they ended up looking like this, So you'll be able to play Hell Is Us on September 4th, 2025 on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and obviously PC.
Voilà, donc Elizas qui arrive donc le 4
Wish list it now because Hell Is Us is coming to PC and consoles on September 4th.
All right, I think we're due another world premiere, don't you? This one's an action-adventure set in a drop-dead gorgeous cartoon world.
And it stars some very familiar faces.
Wait, is it us?
Maybe. Let's throw to someone who knows while I take this totally real phone call. Hello? Hi.
Hey Laura, hey Matt. I'm super excited to be back on the Future Game Show where I belong, and you are doing a fantastic job. Like I said to the producers when I was hosting, if you strike me down, this is live, isn't it? New Tales reached out and I am officially in their game. Actually, seeing you just reminded me, they're looking for a killer writer who can also perform. Let me call Jasmine. Look, it's fine. You're doing great for time. Hey, Jazz.
Hi, Sam.
I've got a really cool gig. Want to join me in a game? If we're both in, I'm pretty sure Matt and Laura will be on board too.
Yeah, sure. I'll be in a game with you. But only if you're coming to the D&D group next week, because our party could really use a barbarian.
All right. I guess we're all doing this. That was easy. So let's check out exactly what we're getting ourselves into.
Ok. Hiding Echo arrive bientôt, je suis stable.
That's right, we're
Oh,
joining
oh,
Samantha
excuse me.
Bayard, yes, Karlek herself, and the awesome Jasmine Bular in Fading Echo, coming to PCs and consoles next year.
And you can wishlist it today on Steam or the Epic Game Store. Go, 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 go!
We got another block of back-to-back trailers up next. Let's dig in.
We have been blessed to live in times of peace, but our city is not without its enemies. The demons above, and the beasts below.
All right, I'm pumped. Let's do this.
You're going to be bishops too?
Through Sheo, all things are possible.
It's time the three of you learn the true purpose of the bishops. Listen up.
We recruit from the finest soldiers in the church, and still, 1 out of every 3 bishops doesn't make it past the first year.
Alors qu'on vient de dépasser la première heure de conférence de ce Future Game Show.
We gave you those robes for a reason.
Ça passe vite, ça tourne. Et donc à la moitié, avec
Damn, I love the church.
Sacrifier, premier trimestre 2026. Hoxton Extreme. Et on peut y jouer durant le Steam Next Fest. Linked, on peut déjà y jouer. Jouer Mac Rétro Collection. Voilà, alors ça. C'est sur Kickstarter, pas tarder d'y jouer. Si jamais ça vous fait kiffer.
We're back, and you can wishlist all of those games by heading to
the Future Game Show Steam page?
The Future Game Show's Steam page.
With that out of the way, it's time for a spine-tingling closer look at the next game from the minds behind Until Dawn.
Directive 8020 is about a deep space mission to save humanity and the shape-shifting alien who gets in the way. Let's throw it over to Supermassive Games to find out more.
Il serait temps qu'il sorte celui-là aussi, hein. Ça fait longtemps qu'il est en dev.
We are going to do this. Just lower the gun.
Not until you move from the scanner.
Those things can change shape.
Don't you ever point that thing at me again.
We need urgent assistance. Please.
Arrive le 2 octobre, Directive 8020.
But what if that went differently? Hey, I'm Will Doyle, Creative Director on Directive 8020, and I'm here to share with you a new feature that we've added for the first time in a Dark Pictures game. Turning Points is a new narrative system which allows you to go back and change the outcome of your choices. As with all our games, Directive 8020 has a branching story with multiple endings. You'll be able to track the choices and paths that you've taken in the game and see alternate paths that link to each of the major decisions that you've made. With Turning Points, you can rewind to a pivotal point or decision, collect missing collectibles, or see how different choices would have played out. By the same token, your actions matter in our games. If you want to live by your decisions, there's also a survivor mode setting that prevents you from rewinding, but still lets you view the decision tree. Turning Points will be available both digitally and physically for all copies of the game from when you start your very first mission.
Une deluxe édition. Oh, les petites figurines, elles sont sympas, en vrai.
Directive 8020 introduces the ability to rewind and change your choices to see the consequences in each branching path.
It's coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in 2025, and if it's not on your wish list already, go fix that.
Our next game is just as scary, but for entirely different reasons. Cairn is a death-defying climbing simulator with a meticulous control scheme. Here's the game makers to tell you more.
Cairn, le studio français, on l'a vu maintes et maintes fois.
Cairn is what we call a survival climber. Your goal is to climb a mountain and reach a summit no one has ever conquered. You can climb almost anywhere, and the climbing mechanics are highly realistic. You'll need to carefully manage your balance and stamina. Make a mistake, and you'll fall and get hurt. For the first time, we are also showing what it's like to climb at high altitudes. When you get up there, you'll face ice walls that require you to use ice axes and spikes. But don't think you can just jam your tools into the ice. Ice climbing is precise. You'll need to aim for cracks and edges to get a solid grip. Cairn's realistic climbing system also supports mixed climbing. That means you can have one hand on the rock and the other using an ice tool. It's up to you to read the rock face and choose the most strategic route to the top. Cairn is coming up on PlayStation 5 and Steam later this year. You can already give it a try in the demo available on PC and PS5.
Donc pour Cairn, avec une démo disponible sur PS5 et sur Steam.
Cairn is coming to PlayStation and PC later this year, and you can also check out a free demo on both platforms after the show. What's next, Matt?
We're mixing things up with a double bill of trailers. Here are 2 great games from our friends at Quali.
Allez, ça continue. Bien entendu. Sur le stream, on vient de passer les 10 heures de stream. On s'approche doucement de la fin. Je dirais pas c'est la dernière conférence. Et qu'on a fait plus de la moitié déjà. On est dans la deuxième partie de cette conférence. Du Future Game Show. Ah oui, ok. Ground Zero. Ok, wifi stable. Ark the Ghoul avec une démo disponible si j'ai bien vu.
Hark the Ghoul and Ground Zero are both coming soon to PC. What's up next, Laura?
We're taking a look at a game called Hella. It's a cooperative folklore adventure where you and your friends band together as brave little mice.
Se balader avec le copain. Tout mignon. Et là, pardon. Wifi stable qui sortira sur PC et console.
Hella is coming soon to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, so give it a wishlist on Steam or the Epic Game Store.
Moving swiftly on, it's time for a look at Ludo. This is a psychological thriller where the protagonist is trapped inside their own home, and we're about to find out when you can play it.
Ludo, on n'avait pas fait la démo il y a 2 ans, genre?
How can you distinguish between what is real and what isn't? Do you trust what you see? What you hear?
Ça me dit quelque chose, attends.
What happens when everything starts to feel wrong? To seem
fake. Like a trick.
How much longer are you going to pretend to ignore it?
Oh, yes, le 22 juillet.
Let him get you again.
Une très bonne nouvelle, ça.
Ludo is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox. In the meantime, you can wishlist it on Steam or the Epic Game Store.
It's world premiere time again, and this next reveal arrives with an introduction from a very special someone.
Hello everyone.
Juillet 2023, donc c'est au SGF il y a 2 ans.
There are so many amazing games
Pour
coming
Ludo.
out,
On a effectivement
and
fait
I'm very happy that I have a bit more
la
time
démo
to play them these
il y a 2
days.
ans.
As many of you know, I have been a huge fan of the work of N-Dreams. Synapse is my favorite VR game of all time, and I'm honored to present this new groundbreaking title from the team.
J'ai pas suivi du coup.
If you are at Summer Game Fest, I shall see you on the show floor at the N-Dreams booth. So, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Reach.
Reach, ok. Il a pas parlé dans le jeu vert. Oh, si c'est vert, ça, j'ai l'habitude. Hein. Clairement. Hein. Reach. Et 2025, exclusivement sur en VR.
Reach is an ambitious virtual reality action adventure coming to PSVR, Steam, and
PSVR,
MetaQuest
Steam
in
et
2025.
MetaQuest.
Okay, Matt. It's time to check in with everybody's favorite depressed and recently divorced Duck.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
it could only
ouais.
be the Duck Detective.
He may have cracked the mystery of the secret salami, but when you're that good at your job, there's always a new case to solve.
I'm used to the cold embrace of loneliness, and this vacation will be the end of me.
Hi, I'm Annika.
And I'm Johnny. We're Happy Broccoli Games based in Berlin, Germany.
Our newest game is Duck Detective, The Ghost of Glamping, where you are the one and only Duck Detective, a depressed and recently divorced duck who must quack the case.
Inspect evidence, make deductions, and solve this no-murder mystery.
To the annoyance of the Duck Detective, he is joined by a new partner in solving crime, Freddy the Crocodile. Work together to unravel the truth and nibble on the crumbs of justice. Right now, we're working on a simplified Chinese language update that is coming out later this year.
We're very excited for you to play. The game is out on Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One and Series XS, and PlayStation 5. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay.
Are those bread slices?
Duck Detective.
The Ghost of Glamping!
C'est celui qui était sorti il n'y a pas si longtemps que ça.
Duck Detective, The Ghost of Glamping, has already waddled its way onto PC and consoles, so go check it out if you haven't already.
Okay, we've had plenty of exciting premises so far, but how about a rhythm roguelike from the maestros behind Patapon? Get on your dancing shoes, folks, because Ratatan is up next.
Ratatan. On l'a beaucoup vu ce jeu-là aussi. Ah, puis ça reste en tête en plus. Ratatan, donc, qui est disponible le 25 juillet en Early Access.
Ratatan is coming to Steam Early Access on July 25th, but there's a free demo available on Steam if you want to give it a try.
And we're following that bombshell with a new trailer for Agatha Christie, Death on the Nile. An interactive 70s twist on the beloved detective mystery.
It's Poirot, don't you know?
Ah ouais. Ah ça c'est cool ça, j'adore les jeux de Hercule Poirot. Ah, alors ça c'est trop cool ça. Je sais pas s'il avait déjà été annoncé. Mais trop bien.
Monsieur Poirot, I guess you know why I asked you to come.
What do you suggest I do? And can you confirm that all the passengers are present for the meal?
Yes, we keep the list. Everyone is here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to disrupt what promised to be a beautiful day, but I have some terrible news. But we must stay calm if we want to find the culprit. I have a small idea of the situation.
I'm May Leach. My, you got here quickly. I've just finished my latest case. Okay, let's see what I can find.
But someone is lying to me. It is a big case, Miss Royce. A dangerous one. What do we have here?
Thank you, Mr. Poirot. I'm now going to search each of you. Then there's still time to stop them before they strike again.
Tomorrow, the day at least is here. Every question must have its answer.
The Nile en septembre. Yes.
Agatha Christie, Death on the Nile is coming to PC and consoles in September of 2025, but you can wishlist it now on Steam or the Epic Game Store.
Okay, I don't want to build up this next trailer too much, but let's just say you're gonna flip.
Trop bien.
Oh, the puns.
Trop content. Vous avez encore un jeu en plus à faire. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. Scooby-Doo, Oz Flipper et Scooby-Doo. Ok. Oh, la collab. En octobre, du coup. Ah, trop marrant.
Zoinks, Laura! House Flipper 2 Scooby-Doo is meddling its way onto PC and consoles this Scootober.
Now we're starting to close in on the end of the show, but not before we show you our final ones to watch deep dive.
Our team behind the scenes visited the Hangar 13 office for an exclusive insight into Mafia: The Old Country. Here's all the gory details.
Okay. On va revoir du Mafia. Nice. On attend beaucoup aussi de Mafia. Il a l'air fou. Il a l'air fou.
Mafia: The Old Country is both a prequel to the original Mafia trilogy, and it also sets things up for what might be to come in the future, going back to 1900 Sicily, so the birth of not just the Mafia game, but also the actual Mafia itself, back to where organised crime first really came from.
In Mafia: The Old Country, you play as a character called Enzo Favara, who's an upcoming gangster trying to make his way in the Sicilian Mafia.
As a child, he's worked in the sulfur mines, sold there by his parents, a really horrible upbringing for a kid, which unfortunately happened back in those days. So he doesn't know family, he doesn't really know love. He escapes, he falls in with the Torrisi crime family, and then this story shows his rise through the ranks as he goes from being this impoverished young man to a made man.
For Mafia: The Old Country, we moved to Unreal Engine 5, which has really enabled us to do incredible things with the characters, with the landscapes, with the cinematics. Every single aspect of the game has undergone a significant graphical upgrade.
Mafia has always been about pushing the technology of its day to do the best in cinematic storytelling and exciting narrative gameplay. It really makes what's already an emotional story even more emotional and meaningful.
We've been able to capture incredible nuances in the mocap, in the acting, in all of the character performances. That's really helped us to bring our story to life. And as a little taste of what's in store, we've got a cinematic to show which shows a key moment in Enzo's story.
Peggy 18.
Et on va voir un petit bout d'histoire.
Come forward. All of the men in this room are bound by blood. This is a family. And in this family, we follow a code of honor. It's a way of life, a brotherhood.
You're here because of your deeds and the assertions of those who stand at your side.
This life is one of secrecy. If you make a friend, meet a woman, they must not know about our thing.
It is binding. It is not forgiving. To betray one is to betray all. Do you wish to commit yourself, your life, to this family?
Yes, I do.
Then, before the eyes of all here present, join me. To become a man of honor, repeat these words. I swear my loyalty to this family
I swear my loyalty to this family.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
Welcome, Enzo.
Benvenuto, Enzo.
Benvenuto, Enzo. Benvenuto.
Ah là là là.
Salute.
Salute.
Ça va être fou. Pareil, j'ai tellement hâte de pouvoir y jouer aussi. Dans ce Mafia, Mafia dans le country. Qui arrivera donc le 8 août. Bientôt. Dans 2 mois pour ce Mafia.
Take a trip to Sicily when Mafia of the Old Country lands on August 8th for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Next on our docket is a developer presentation for Tenet of the Spark. If you haven't seen it all over social media, this is a time-hopping brawler where you solve puzzles and crush enemies across 3 distinct timelines.
Hey, what's up? I'm Artem, the game director at Rogue Games, a small indie team scattered around the globe. We're making our first game, Tenet of the Spark.
The true power of the Spark!
It's a cinematic action where you fight bad guys over 3 timelines. Present day, the Viking Age, and the Aztec civilization, all at the same time. You got it, right?
Ancestor, I need you.
And it's not just for show. You have to use all 3 characters to explore, deal with tricky enemy types, and solve puzzles. It also answers questions you thought you'd never ask. Like, how the hell does this black boxer have a Viking for the great-great-great-grandpa? Or why does this train car turn into a giant rock? And the biggest question is, why did they risk a role with such a difficult project? Because we wanted to play a game where you can start with classic 1-2, then send your opponent across the arena with your hammer, switch again to pull this dude a little closer, hit him with a huge combo across all 3 timelines.
The hell are you?
And now we're making that game with the blood, sweat, and spark. Tenet of the Spark. You got it, right?
I got a little mini-me. Look, wash up.
We're not dropping the release date yet because we want to do it right. But we can say it's coming to both PC and consoles. Follow and wishlist Tenet of the Spark on Steam.
Okay.
And go look at your family album. Maybe your grandpa was a badass like mine. You never know.
Tenet of the Spark donc qui sortira sur PC et console et on n'annonce pas de date de suite.
Thank you to Roar Games for the inside scoop on Tenet of the Spark. It's coming soon to PC and consoles, so pop it on your wish lists. All right, what have you got for us, Laura?
A first look at gameplay for Cresol, Feeder of Idols. This is a first-person horror shooter for fans of BioShock and Resident Evil. You fight creepy statues on a tormented island and use blood as your ammunition.
I'm gonna pre-order it right now.
Almighty Son, guide my path in this hour of darkness. As the shadows of the abyss close in. Let your sacred light banish them. And if I am to fall, let my flesh turn to ash, so my soul may ascend to you.
Encore un jeu bien dégueu.
Consumed in your flames for all eternity, now and forever. Cresol.
Idole. Ok, en 2025.
Holy moly, that looks good.
You're telling me. Kree Soul Theater of Idols is coming to PC, Xbox, and PS5 later this year, and your Steam wish lists in just a few moments, probably.
I hate to say it, Matt, but I think we've arrived at the final trailer.
Okay, well, how do you want to do this?
Okay, I'm thinking we both look into that camera right there, and we're both sad that the show's over. But it's okay, because that last trailer's really cool, and so the folks at home will be happy, and we've done a good job, I think. So, does that work?
You know, sounds perfect to me. Please enjoy our final world premiere.
Ooh, I liked it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Allez, dernière world première. Dernière
Welcome,
annonce
sisters, daughters of Hortus,
sur ce futur game
these
show.
blessed halls of Porthbarrow. You have been chosen, honored to the parish, to serve the will of Mother. So come, step forward. Let us see what flowers she's given us. Such radiant blooms, so full of promise. Now, I must confess a change in plans. You shan't be entering the garden today. Take heart, faithful ones. The garden must still be tended. And tonight, you will be sown!
Un jeu qui a l'air bien horreur encore. Ritual Ties. Ok.
No, hold on. I've got something to show you.
Sur PC et console.
I bet you didn't expect that, did you?
Ok. Reveal en août sur le Future Game Show. Ok, le Future Game Show qui a lieu lors de la Gamescom du coup. Donc, on en verra plus au niveau de la Gamescom.
That was your first look at Ritual
Okay.
Tides, a terrifying odyssey where you tango with Lovecraft
Future Game
and
Show lors de la
terrors.
Gamescom.
Wishlist it now because it's coming soon to PC.
We'll have the full gameplay reveal during the next Future Game Show in August, so mark your calendars for that. However, that does mean we've reached the very end of this year's summer showcase.
Don't go anywhere though, because FGS Live from
Eh bien,
Los
voilà, en tout cas,
Angeles
c'est la
airs
fin
right
de ce
after this,
Future Game
with
Show.
even more exclusive trailers,
Summer
developer deep
Showcase du
dives,
SGF
and world
2025.
premieres.
We'd like to
Merci
thank
d'avoir
everybody
suivi.
who has tuned into the Summer Showcase, as well as the Dreamweaving developers who put their all into those amazing trailers we
Hero
debuted.
Gaming, Formula
And
Legend,
remember, you
Wave
can
Food
head to the
Tacticals,
dedicated Future Game Show
et bien
Steam page
d'autres.
to wishlist
On se
your
retrouve très
favorite
vite
games
pour la
from
suite des
today's
conférences. Il y
show.
aura
We'll
encore
also have
beaucoup
follow-up
à
content
suivre
on GamesRadar.com
avec
and the
moi.
FGS YouTube
À
channel.
très vite
I'm Matt
YouTube.
Mercer.
And I'm Laura
Bye
Bailey.
tout le monde.
And this has been the Future Game Show Summer Showcase 2025.
Merci au présentateur. Et merci YouTube. Bye YouTube.